When you're ready, you're going to bring your heels a little bit closer. We'll do a few bridges, and I'm going to do mine on the balls of my feet. So I just want to make it a little bit harder because we're not going to do many, we're just doing a few right now. So coming up onto the balls of your feet, if that's the position you've chosen, make sure your shoulders are in the right position. So right down away from the ears and shoulder blades towards each other. Okay, so pressing through that lower back when you're ready, coming up, enjoying a stretch through the hip flexors. Squeeze your bottom at this stage to get the pubic bone higher, tummy's tucked in, ribs pointed down towards the hips. Let's do some arms. Let's bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And let's bring them out to the sides, but don't let them touch the floor. Just out to the sides, hovering about 4 inches above the mat, and then squeezing them back up towards the ceiling. And again, out to the side. Imagine the ribs wrapping together as you squeeze them back up to the top, as if you're squeezing the two halves of your torso together. And then we're going to do the arms forward and back, without letting the ribs flare up. All right, so my hands just coming down to just below my bottom, but not touching the floor. Well done. So don't forget to keep those glutes squeezed. Okay, bring the hands back to the floor. Come all the way down through the spine, but then we're going to come straight back up again unless you need to stretch the legs. So I'm tapping back down, straight back up, and then all the way down. So we've got further to go because we're on the balls of the feet. Just slowly coming up and down. Don't forget, when you go up and down, you're not driving with your hips, you're almost like squeezing with the bottom to get the hips up. A bit of a difference how that feels. And now come halfway down the spine and then straight back up. If your knees hurt, it could be because your heels are up, so have them down. And then we're going to stay at the top and then squeeze my bottom up and down about 3 inches to pulse. Breathe in and out, short, sharp breaths, and squeeze one last time at the top and come all the way down. Brilliant. Silly shaking of the laptop or anything else. My dog has decided to curl up right next to it, almost using it as a pillow. All right, so stretch the legs, flex and point the feet. And I've got 2 cats here today as well, so it should be fun. Although one cat hides in the bedroom all day. All right, bring your knees back up to centre. I'm not sure, but I think we did these last week. We're doing an ab curl. Sorry, Jackie. Keep them really low if you need to, but we're doing the circles. So when you come up, you don't come up to centre, you come up to the right side and you just circle across the back, head round to the left, and then you just skim the mat with the back of your hand as you carry on circling right to left. Okay, so these can be done without any pressure on the neck at all. Almost have those hands just floating behind your head rather than holding it. They're brilliant for your oblique muscles. Do one more circle right to left. And then when you get into the centre of your back, change direction. So really feel like one rib tucks down towards the hip as you circle. When you've done 4 that side, then just bring the head down. Now Dougie's paw is right across the keyboard. He's pressed all sorts. Dougie, can you just move out a little bit? Thank you. That's it. Just rest down, girls. You press something in a box and come up on the screen. The paw is literally resting along it. Okay. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is keeping our head down. We're going to have 2 straight legs up towards the ceiling, or as straight as they'll go. So making sure that core's switched on before you lift. Relax the back of your head and the neck. So we're going to do 4 leg lowers, 1 each side, and then a double leg circle. All right, so let's all start the same way. Left leg coming down just as far as you feel comfortable, and then stretch it back up. Let's flex the foot, push down with the heel with the right leg, point and lift. 1 more each. Lovely, keeping that back flat. Right leg and back up. And now we're going to do a circle one way slowly. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and repeat. So 1 leg lower. You just do it in your own time, but keeping it slow. So I'm on the 2nd leg lower. Try and breathe out as the leg comes down, in as it comes up. And then when you've done 4, count to 6 to bring the legs round in one direction and then the other. You could do all of this with 1 leg down when you start to get tired. I'm going to do a 3rd set. If you wanted to, you could do a double leg lower for your last set. Okay, but that's a lot harder. You could put your hands under your bottom to make it easier if you like. I'm doing doubles now. And if you're doing a double leg lower, you might want to keep that circle really low this time, so really challenge yourself. See how low down you can make that circle. Whew, feeling them. Oh, when you're finished, knees in and rock side to side. Excellent. Bring the feet to the mat and then just open your knees with your feet together, stretching the inner thighs. Bring your arms up and over. Great stuff. Bring the knees back together. Okay, so this next one isn't great on the neck. So for you, Jackie, perhaps just do the toe taps, but I'm combining reverse curls with toe taps. So you know both of those moves. So if you just want to do a single leg toe tap, or you could do a double. Otherwise, I'm going to do the reverse curl included in it, okay? Again, you know with the reverse curl, you can keep it small by just having the hands under the bottom, and you just roll the bottom slightly back, or you can come up higher. All right, so it's up to you. I'll go through it, you know, all of us together, and then you just decide what you want to do. So bring 1 leg up at a time in towards your chest. If you need the hands under the bottom, and put them there. Just roll the bottom off the floor, either slightly or higher. Bring both legs back into a double tabletop. Really keep the back pressed down first, and then keeping that 90-degree angle, bringing your foot 1 at a time into a toe tap. Lovely. Okay, so just go at your own pace. When you're doing toe taps, breathe out, come down, in, come up. Really see if you can use the breath now, because you're so familiar with the moves. Let's really get the breath in time. If you wanted to make it harder, you would do a double toe tap. But you need to make sure that back is firmly down. Or you could do the reverse curl to come down really slowly. Lovely, keep going. Just be conscious to do your toe tap with the hip hinging, not the knee moving. And 1 more. Superb. Bring the legs down and lengthen them. Okay, just wiggle the bottom side to side when you've got the legs long. Give your feet, little toes a wiggle, and just slam the legs on the mat, you know, just give them a bang on the mat. Lovely. Come back up. A couple of pelvic rocks for me. Your feet are in start position, and then we're going to shuffle them forward because I want to do a hamstring bridge. Okay, so just walk your feet a little bit further forward than the start position so that you immediately feel it in the back of your legs when you come up into your bridge. Making sure that your upper half is in the right position as well. So when you're ready then, I like to be on my heels for these. So I'm lifting the balls of my feet, but if you prefer them down, that's fine. So coming up then, I also don't push up as high because this one, if you do push up too high, you feel it in your lower back. So I'm much lower down, and just come up and down. Just tap the top of your bottom on the mat and then squeeze back up with the glutes. You'll feel it in the inner thighs as well. Just really make sure it's your bum that's squeezing those hips up, not the hips being pushed up. Don't let the bottom relax as it touches the mat. Try and keep it clenched for a bit of extra oomph. If you want to add on to it, when you come up, you tap the knees towards each other, then push them out wide, back to center, down tap. So up, squeeze in, squeeze out, forward, down, up, in, out, forward, down, up, and carry on. Hard on the old hamstrings, make sure you're still pushing up with that bottom. And then on our last one now, just keeping up there, squeezing the knees towards each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, so knee squeezes. And then bring the knees wide so you feel it in the outer part of your glute. So knees pulsing wide. The last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees back forward. Now I want you to squeeze the bottom so that the hips go up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come down. Ouch. Ooh. And slide